Good evening, everybody. So sorry. Apologies for starting this late. I've been having serious network challenges. I'm so sorry. Serious apologies. This has never happened starting this late, but I apologize sincerely. How's our day? How's our day been? I hope I've been having a beautiful day. Yes. This is rounding up, and I'm excited to be here again for SOP Online Conversation. Evening, everybody. So I'll go straight to the conversation for today. We're going to be talking about It Takes Two to Parent. I'm going to be having a wonderful guest today, and I'm going to read his profile quickly. Wisdom is a devoted servant of God, a committed family man, and an experienced oil and gas professional. He grew up in Warri, Delta State. As a young Christian, he was very committed to the things of God and served as a three-time president of FECA Warri, FECA the Start State Zonal Coordinator, and FECA Nigeria Prayer Secretary, all spanning from 1997 until 2002. He also paneled the FECA Force Delta State chapter, which is Senior Members Forum of FECA. He was also a very active worker in his local church. His passion for the things of God, purity, education amongst believers, especially the teens and youths, know no bound. He's a very strong believer of balanced Christianity. He attended Ogbe Primary School in Efrun, FGCPA, Port Harcourt, and obtained OND and HND from PTI Efrun. He obtained first class in Bachelor in Engineering, Electrical, Electronics Engineering from University of Sutherland, UK, and also obtained an MSc in Oil and Gas Engineering from the Robert Gordon University, Aberdeen, UK. He completed an electrical engineering bridging program with Humber College in Ontario, Canada. Wisdom worked for several years with one of the multinational oil and gas company in Nigeria before relocating to Canada to continue the same profession. He is married to his lovely wife for over 14 years, and they are blessed with 2 children. Now we're going to be talking about It Takes Two to Parent. Join me as I welcome Wisdom Ileleji to the live stream. Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Good
Pastor
evening, sir.
Kite. Good evening,
Oh,
Pastor
sorry for
Kite.
coming up this late. I've been having challenges with network, serious
I can,
challenges. I'm just happy that we're here now.
I
So
can
sorry, sir.
imagine. It's all right. I can
Welcome. You're
imagine.
welcome. How's your day been?
My day has been pretty good. Amazing so far. Just looking
That's
forward to
nice.
it.
Good to hear that, sir. Good to hear. So,
Yes.
okay, we're starting right away. We're starting right away, and
Yeah.
we're going to be conversing on It Takes Two to Parents. Yes, and I'm excited because you're a family man, and it's something that I know I've seen in your marriage over time, and definitely you have the experience to share this with all of us. So I'm excited that you are here today. You know, when we do things in school of parenting, we pick specific people for specific reasons, and you were actually unpicked. So, so I saw a quote by someone who said, "A child requires the love, the care, both for actually needed for a child to have a stable life." First of all, I'm going to ask you a question. Are couples supposed to prepare for parenting, or people just get married and once they are married to go? Are couples supposed to actually prepare for parenting? You know, when women are pregnant, most times, I don't know if they do it these days, but most times you find women reading books on how to take care of themselves for pregnancy, how to manage through the pregnancy period. Now, are couples actually supposed to prepare for parenting?
Yeah, parenting is actually a very huge task. It's a difficult task. It's a big call to responsibility. So, something that huge requires a lot of preparation. And we know the popular saying, preparation precedes what? Performance. So, to
Performance.
me, even, yeah, to me, even before you get married, when you are dating, what are you talking about in your courtship, in your dating time? Those are part of the things that
Okay.
should come up in the conversation. So couples should definitely prepare to parent their child. Even before the kids
Very,
come in place, you should actually prepare for it because you can only go as far as your preparation. So preparation is key.
it's just that in this day and time, most people think that when it comes to parenting, it's just you parent by default. So once you have children, as they come, okay, the way you just be training them as you deem fit. So I think most times people even give more preparation to marriage They read
Mm.
books on marriage and they prepare more for how to marry a partner, how to choose a
Mhm.
partner than how to prepare for parenting. Because I believe that most times people feel that they already have the wherewithal to parent a child. So I like the answer that people should learn to prepare for parenting.
Yep.
Now, when couples have children, is it that there's maybe for the father or the mother, there's something inside of them? Maybe the father just have the ability to parent, or the mother just have the ability. You know, most times people, especially for mothers, people just feel that once you're a mother, everything necessary you just came with it from heaven. So you're expected to just be able to parent. Is it something that is just inherent, or maybe we have a seed inside, we need to nurture it? Does the father just have the ability to parent and the mother just have the ability to parent, or we have to work on these things?
Okay, well, that's a great question, Pastor Kitty. Just like in preparing, if you want to cook a food, right? You want to
Yes,
cook a goosey soup or whatever you want to cook, you get the ingredients, but the ingredients itself is not the food, right?
very true.
You need the skill to put those things together and finally bring out the food. So I think the inherent ability has been put in us by God, because God says in Proverbs 22, verse 6, train up a child in the way that he should go. When they are old, they will not depart from it. He cannot tell you to do something if he has not given you the ability or the tools inside of you to do those things. So the potential, the inherent ability has been given to us by God. That's why he will admonish us to train up a child, because he knows he has given you the ability to train that child up in the way that that child is supposed to go, in line with God's way. But just the ability alone cannot do the job, right? So you need to respond to those abilities. That's where responsibility comes in play. So you are responding to those abilities that God has put in you. And you need a lot of knowledge, you need a lot of information. That's where studying, you don't just say, oh, this is the way I'm created, this is the way I am, I don't know much. I think you need to go for information, you need to go for knowledge, you need to learn, you need to observe, you need to study, because those potentials or those inherent ability God has put in you, they don't grow themselves. You need to
Very
grow
true.
those
That's
things.
correct.
And that is how you can, both parents, either the father and the mother, they can combine together to train up the kids.
Very true. Very true. Responsibility. Parenting is responsibility.
Yep, it
Huge
is.
responsibility. And once a couple decide to have children, you must be responsible enough to do the needful. Very true. So we must
Mm,
work on the inherent ability God has given to us, because the
yep.
truth is that God expects, or God has blessed us to have children. So
Mm,
definitely has given us the capability to take care of them, but we need to work on those ability to be able to bring up right children. Fine. Now in Nigeria,
mhm.
most of the times a child is wayward. They say the mother has failed.
Ew.
The mother has done a terrible job. When you see children like, this mother did not, the mother did not train this child well. And I'm wondering, is it just the responsibility of the mother to train a child? Does the
Mm,
father not have a role? So when you see, say when the child is good, is the father's child, or is both parents' child? When the
yeah.
child is bad, is the mother's child. So people tend to want to like now make women look like, okay, when your child has failed or your child is
Mm,
wayward, the mother has failed in parenting. But is parenting also supposed to be a collaboration between both parents, as it's something both of them do? So if a child becomes a deviant in society, both parents should be held responsible. Sorry. Well, so what do you think, Pastor Wisdom?
yeah,
Is it that when the child is the mother has failed or the parents have failed?
I totally agree with you. Bringing up kids, like I said, it's a huge responsibility, and one person is not allowed to do it alone. Both parents are alive. They should, gear up and take up their responsibility to do the tasks. So when they say a child is deviant, the tendency to blame the mother, I don't think
Correct.
that is correct. That is not right. Even though Bible says that when a child is good, they praise to the father, and when the child is not good, heaviness to the mother. I think is some of those things is based on our upbringing, right, from our
True.
culture in Nigeria, our society. For example, let me put it this way, and it's a misconception, because the misconception is the fact that, how will I put it? The misconception is the fact that some people believe that the the father brings the money, and the mother, the upbringing is the mother's responsibility. But it's not. That's a misconception to me. It's not supposed to be like that, right? Both parties need to combine together to train the child. So you have to utilize each other's strengths in order to bring up that child. So that's one misconception, that okay, I bring the money, so the father just brings the money
Mm.
and leaves everything in the hands of the children, so that he can easily blame the mother if things are not going well. Oh, I've provided my money, I've provided the money, I've done my part. You should do your part. If they are not doing well, they are failing academically, it's your fault. If they're following bad friends, it's your fault. That's not supposed to be. Then the second thing why people might think, like, why they feel that if the child is deviant, then is the fault of the mother. Another reason, polygamy plays a lot of role in our upbringing. Most of us came from polygamous home, and every mother tends to kind of maintain their gates and wants the kids to do better than the other. So there's a lot
Yes,
of
yes, yes,
competition here and there. So you want your kids to outshine the other person, the other one want the kids to outshine the other person. So polygamy plays a lot of role. And in this day and age, it's no longer, maybe polygamy is side chicks and people having kids out of wedlock and things like that. So everybody wants to make sure that this my child is doing well, better than the other one, and things
yes,
like that.
yes.
So if your own child is not doing well, the father will like, oh, it's your fault now,
Your
and
fault.
things like that. So that's another thing that plays a role. But it's very important that we cannot leave the upbringing to the mother and just like, okay, father, you have provided the money, your role is done, and that is it. No. God puts inherent abilities, like we said. Those inherent abilities not only in the mother, it's in the mother, is in the father, and we have to train up these kids together. It's a joint effort. It's not a work for one person.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Pastor Wisdom.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to shift a little to
Yep.
the father figure in the home. Yes.
Okay.
One thing I know is that being a father is not just a title.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone said, I'm the father of this house. It's not just a title, it's responsibility. It has to do with a huge responsibility. I read somewhere that it has to be a man being a provider, and provider has to do with someone that sees ahead, someone that gives vision, someone that gives direction to the family. Now, what do you think? Before I ask the question, I saw a quote somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and the person said something that every man can make a child, but it takes a special man to raise a child. And
Mm.
like that's true. And yes, you can also go to the women too. Every woman can make a child, but it takes a
Yep.
special woman to raise a child.
Yep.
So because it goes beyond just making children and giving birth to them,
Yep.
there's a part of raising them. Now
Mm-hmm.
back to the question: what is the importance of a father or a father figure in a home?
Well, that cannot be overemphasized. That's a great question. The role of the father is very, very important. Like for me, one of the shows I like watching is Animal Geography Channel, National Geography Wide, right? I love watching this because to me, it shows me a lot of. I learn a lot of things from them. Like you're watching the Animal Kingdom, you're watching the lion, and how they are raising their kids, and you see the lioness, they go for the hunting of their prey, and you see the lion, they offer protection, keeping all the territories intact, so everybody stays in their role, plays their role. If whatever they are going for is so big, they invite the big guns, the lion, oh yeah, come daddy, come and play your role and things like that. Yeah, so the father offers protection, the father offers direction. Where there is no vision, the people perish, right? So the father kind of gives direction, protection to the home, so he
Yes,
plays an important role. A home where the father figure is not there is like the lion protecting the lioness and its cubs. Once they are not there, they are prone to take over from another, all this wandering lion, they are prone to take over. So the father figure is very, very important. But having said that, that does not mean that if a man is not in the house, then the house will be ruled over. We have to put a balance to these things. There are
yes,
homes
yes, yes.
that, the mother have to double role, have to be the man in the house, have to be the woman in the house. She has risen up, so it's a lot of, just for parenting is a lot of work. So
A
imagine
lot.
doing it all alone, no father figure there. You have to be the man, you have to give direction, you have to give the vision of the family and things like that. I give kudos to those women, mostly when it's not their fault. It's not an easy something. So father figure role is very, very important. And if, there are also homes that not because the father does not want to be around, but situations, maybe he's outside of the country, and he's apart. Maybe his work is taking him, he's working offshore and he has to stay for 1 month, for some people for 3 months, you understand? So when it comes to your role, but we have to kind of play a balance, put a balance there. So the role is very important, but some women they do a lot in combining these functions.
Yes, I actually want to say that about like single parents, because there are some single moms definitely,
Hmm.
and there may not be a man in the house. So, but I really believe that the father figure is very key. I feel that there are certain things that each parent gives to a child.
Definitely, yep.
Yes, there are certain things that each parent gives to a child. There are certain things that male children can learn from their fathers, that they can actually pick from their fathers, and it
Very
can help them
correct.
become better men
Hmm.
or better fathers.
Yep.
Not negating the fact that single mothers are doing great jobs. Yes, it got to a point in my life that my parents got separated,
Mm.
and before I got into secondary school, and my mom, I would say my mom did a great job. She had
Yep.
to deputize both roles, and it was a lot.
It
And
is. It is
I
a lot.
believe we
Mm.
turned out great. Yes, I would
Mm.
say that we turned out great. 5 children. That was a
Mm.
lot of work for her.
Hmm.
Doing both roles because we hardly saw my dad and the rest.
Mm.
But
Mm.
I believe that there are certain things, especially for the male children, that they really need to get from a father figure. So, if,
Yes.
for example, there are single mothers watching,
Mm.
and what would you advise them to be able to fill that gap?
Yeah, I that's a good point. I wanted to add that alongside my conversation. So that's all. That's very, very important for those that are in a situation where they are the only parents available. The husband is maybe is passed on or is unavailable or for one reason or the other, and you're only the parents in the house to take care of those kids. Whether the guys or the ladies, the kids, whether they're boy or girl, the father figure is very important. So my advice for them, number one, is you gotta trust in God to give you all the strengths that you need. It's not an easy job. Then secondly, you have to leverage on the support system that you have. In Nigeria, we have loads and loads of support system. You cannot imagine what we are enduring back at home in Nigeria. You have loads of support system from your church community to fellowship community to the society to your extended relatives to you have various uncles. So my own advice for them is that you have to look for God fearing people of good character, male figures that your kids can role model. You
Yeah.
understand? They can help fill in the gap because trust me, God will not leave us all alone. If people find themselves in this kind of situation, it will definitely bring help. It will show up, it will bring help. And God will not come with himself with his chest and say, I am God in your life. No, he will come in the sense of human beings. He will send people, the right people your way to help model your life. I growing up, I lost my parents quite early, but I turned out great. Yeah, there are people in my life I model my life according to their life, and it helped me so much. So yeah, I think that'll be my advice, that look for male figures around that you can help your children to model their life according to.
I like the part you said about support systems.
Yep.
I think there was a quote I saw somewhere that it takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
Most times people tend to want to do it alone, especially when they are going through stress and
Exactly.
trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to hinge on support systems, reliable, trustworthy support systems. Because the truth is that I will always say that the society is hinged on how the family is.
Oh
So if
yes.
we're family, the society is failing and the nation is failing. So a nation is a reflection of the family.
Oh
So if
yes.
a nation is failing, that means the family, from the family point, we are failing. We're raising children that we cannot be proud of in society. These become our leaders and we are complaining. So if I believe if we fix the family hands, we can fix the society and we can fix the nation.
That's
So
very
it's very
correct.
key to. I really want to admonish for as many that are watching support systems. You can look for support systems, people that you can lean on, you can talk to. You're a single parent, like Pastor Wisdom has said. Look for, like you said, Nigeria. We have a lot of support system. True.
Oh,
You
you
cannot be
can.
stranded
Oh,
here.
Lord, I'm telling you. I'm
Can't be
telling you.
stranded. You can't be
Come,
stranded here.
yeah.
Yes. Even if
The
you're
what?
not here, you are watching from somewhere, another country, there's always a support system. There's always somebody to look up to. Like you
Mhm.
said, I like the part you said, even the girl child needs a father figure.
I think the
Because
girl child
there are
need
certain
more.
things a girl child will learn from the father.
Yep, the
There's
girl
certain
child
things.
need more of the father
More
figure
father figure.
benefits than the guy.
That's always the please expatiate. They need more father figure.
Yeah, because for the girl, your father is the first man you know, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
whatever the kind of father you have, to a great extent, kind of shaping the husband's your direction towards the person you will get married to, so like my wife will always tell me, please take care of our daughter, show her a lot of love, sometimes like suggest that two of us go for a date, only me and
Very
my
important.
daughter. Yeah, just take her out, don't carry David, I don't want to go with you, just carry your daughter out, just let her have fun, let her discuss, G's, play with her and things like that. By so doing, you will unlock a lot of doors. You understand? They grow up being very confident in the society. They can come home and tell you anything. And one of the things for my daughter, one of the things that I must never do to her is shout at her. As in, you can't, as in, that destroys her more than anything. You don't raise your voice at her. If you want to correct her, call her, explain, and things like that. Don't raise your voice at her. So I know that. So that kind of child cannot tolerate an abusive man. Any man
Very.
that will just raise up their voice, they like that would be a red flag to her, because my daddy never raised his voice at me. So why should you do that one to me? You understand? So that's very important. That's why I say for the girl child it's also important. Even for the guy, like you
It's
said, it's
very
also
important.
important too. Yeah.
I like the part. I like that part of going on father-daughter dates. It's very important.
Oh, so
Even
important.
mother-son dates is a very key way
Exactly.
of building bonding with your children.
It is.
Very
It is.
important. So
It
sometimes you,
is.
you don't have to go as a family. You say, okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to take my daughter on a date, and you treat her like a queen. My God,
Oh,
it will not become like the starting point for her to choose a man to marry. They're like, my father, no, 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 you don't even match the standard. Very
exactly.
important. Very
exactly.
important. That's very key. Now, I'm
Yeah.
going to deviate a little to something else. Now, when it
Okay.
comes to spousal relationship, the relationship between a husband and a wife,
Yep.
how does it affect the parenting of their children?
Woohoo. These parents, no matter this, sorry, these kids, not the parents, these kids, no matter what you tell them, it's what you do that speaks louder for them than what you say. So my relationship with my wife is very important, because I know that these kids they are watching. They're looking at everything, the way you speak to your wife, the way you communicate. Bible says, can two walk together? Amos 3:3. Can two walk together unless they be in agreement? And if the kids know that you are not aligned with your wife, you are not aligned with your spouse, these kids are very smart. Oh, they will exploit that for whenever they want to get something. They will exploit it. They will bend the mom or bend the dad or twist the words to make sure they get. But when they see that you are joined together, you are united. It becomes very difficult to explain. So, the relationship between the spouse is very, very key to modeling the child. So it's very key. We kind of
Very
emphasize that.
true.
Yeah,
Like you say, children learn a lot from what they see than what we're actually telling them to do. Most times as
exactly.
parents, we tell them to do something. We know how to instruct a lot,
Yeah.
but we're instructing and we keep instructing, and we forget that the children watch us. So
hmm
if your instruction is not in line with your reality, the way you behave, the children most
hmm
likely will tend towards your reality than your instruction.
That's very correct.
I really believe that if the relationship between the couple is strong, it will affect the parenting. Most times we leave out what we see our parents do, even when we get married.
Yep, unconsciously, you
Yes,
just do that.
yes. They form a
Mm,
concept of marriage and raising
mm.
children.
Yep,
So, for example, if a child is groomed in a home where he sees that mommy and daddy are always these love birds, there's so much love in the air, they treat
hmm,
themselves with so much respect and
yep,
honor, is a picture in the mind of that child.
yep,
So that child will definitely grow to create a family that looks like the family he saw.
yep,
So I believe that as couples, we must learn to relate well. We must first of all fix our relationship before we even think of parenting well or parenting rights.
hmm,
If there's a crack in our relationship or our relationship is faulty, it will affect our parenting of our children
yep.
because they live in the same atmosphere with us. So we must learn to fix that relationship with our spouse. You can't avoid it. You know, sometimes some people say, "Me, I want my child to be a godly seed. Or me, I'm raising my child. I forget my spouse. I'm all about my child." It cannot work.
Yeah,
It can't work. If you are
it's
living in the same house, you must fix your relationship with your spouse because it will rub off on your children one
yep,
way or the
yeah.
other, emotionally, psychologically, and the
Mm,
rest. Most times, some children are having issues not because of anything, but because of what's happening in the home, what they see around them. So it gives them a lot of issues. Now, when it comes to
mm.
in most of the time, I'm going to take some cue from Nigeria. You find out that most times parents they leave the work, go and do the assignment. They're like, go and meet your mother. Go and meet your mother to do the assignment. Go and do this. You know, most times, even when it comes to attending
Mm.
when they say open day in schools,
Yep,
or go for
yep.
PT
Mm,
meeting, parents teachers association meeting,
mm,
or check the report cards or performance, academic performance of your children. Most times, you find out that the fathers may not even be checking because they feel that some fathers check, oh please, I'm not generalizing it. I'm not generalizing. I know fathers that are they are very meticulous when it comes to those things. But
mhm,
if you come to a room of PTA meeting or open day, you find out that out of 100 parents, like 95 are mothers.
mhm.
And I'm wondering why. Is it that there's the role of a mother is that's distinct role that you're called to follow the child up academically? Me, I'm called
Mm,
to make sure the child character wise, or is it a
mm,
synergy between
mm.
both parents? So we don't just leave the job to one parent. Now, when it comes to academics, when it even comes to character development, what do you have to say about that, Pastor Wisdom?
Yeah, that's a great question. But my thought for people leaving it to the mom, I don't think that is correct. Parenting is a huge work, and it's both, like you said about synergy. Both parties need to play their role. Culture plays a lot of role in our upbringing. Like you said, open days back in Nigeria, you see more of the mothers are there, then they provide feedback to the father. Our father act like one kind of lord and master sitting at home. They come and provide feedback to you, but it's not supposed to be. Right? It's not supposed to be. And even some of the schools, some of them are not even helpful. They prefer when it's the mother that is
You got to come.
they feel more at ease, feel more at peace when it's the mother. They can, blah blah blah, and say all they have to say and things like that. But even here in Canada, open day, most times my wife and I will want to be the one to be there. If two of us are available at work, we can create time. Two of us want to go for the open day because they are whatever they are saying. There are things my wife is hearing. There are things I'm hearing. We are
Yes,
understanding
yes,
differently,
very
and
true.
we can give a balanced feedback. You understand? So I wouldn't say that we should leave the work to the mothers. It's not right. Even if culture encourages that to a great extent, our upbringing in Nigeria encourages that. But because our upbringing encourages that, does not mean that that is the right thing to do. So the right thing is that we should lean on each other's strengths.
Yes.
For example, let me put it that way: if it's the father that is academically smart, put it that way. The father that is academically smart and sound like this, then the mother is the one that is business oriented, know how to do business and things like that. Then they are doing an academic open day in school, and you now leave the mother to go. It's to me, you are not leveraging on each other's strengths. You understand? So they're talking about calculus or talking about maths or talking
You're talking about
about English,
business.
talking about science, and the mom, you like everything is passing through her heads like this. They're talking to she's turning her head. She's not really grasping what what is being said. You understand? So in such situation, leverage on each other's strengths. And also, if it's the woman that is academically smart and things like that, then she should ensure that in such kind of outing, she's there. You understand? God knows why He brought the man and the woman together. They got married and things like that. Your
Yes,
strengths,
yes.
your uniqueness, they are different. And those two skills, those two set of uniqueness is needed for the upbringing of these kids. There are things my wife can do that I'm like, wow. Thank God I married this woman. Though. Where would I have been? One of the example I would say is celebrating birthdays. It left to me. It's just we just go sit down, maybe go to one restaurant and birthday is done. For goodness sake. But out of nothing, it will be so magnificent. It will be so memorable. It will be so wonderful that like, oh my God, where did this come from? I can't even remember one of my birthday that I celebrated myself. It's always been celebrated for me.
Wow.
And the
Wow.
kids, they all look forward to it. They have fun on their days, right? Because this woman is special in bringing out the best in such situations. You understand? So we should leverage on each other's strengths. That's just one example among many others.
I like the part on leveraging on each other's strengths, very
Yep.
key. And that's where
Mhm.
communication comes in marriage.
Yep.
You have to understand yourself, you have to communicate. Because definitely, if you know the strength of your spouse, you can, okay, push, okay, do this part, why I do this part. So there's no struggle in the home. So it's very
Yeah.
key. Let's know ourselves, know our strengths, and let's leverage on our strength when it comes to parenting.
Mm.
Very key. Very, there's a question. Someone is asking that what can we do to repair the roles society culture has set for the woman in marriage?
Hmm.
Such as the example I was saying about PTA. What can we do? I think one thing is reorientation.
Mm.
Reorientation. You have said something, said leveraging on strengths.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leveraging on strengths
If
is
I
very
want to
key.
add to that is parenting is continuous learning.
Very true.
It's continuous learning. Even we that are parents, our kids are, my son is almost turning 14 years old. There are things we are still learning. And every stage of this child is unfolding a lot of things. The kids are in the
True.
stage of their life. Before, when they were young, we're like, okay, you do this one, they do it, do this one, they do it. Now they want to do what they
Like
want
that.
to
So
do. My wife and my daughter have been battling on shopping. There's this thing my daughter wants. My wife said, I prefer you to have this one. She wants this one. She has a style of dressing. My wife have a style, and things like that. But we're happy that she's coming to understand, or they are coming to understand autonomy. They are coming to understand making decisions for themselves. But in Nigeria, we don't allow that. We always everything is
yes.
enforce, enforce,
Hmm.
enforce, and that kind of destroys the child. So parenting is ongoing. You are learning every time. So yes, the women a lot have been stereotyped to a particular kind of role in our society. You cannot change the whole society, but we start with from our side, right? Start from your home
Yes.
and do your own relearning. Whatever you have learned before from your own father, from your own parents' home, come to your home, relearn those things, and bring modern information into play. Being, you know wherever improving, wherever ever evolving with recent knowledge, bring it into play and see how you can improve in both dimension.
Very true. Very
Hmm.
true. Parenting is a process. It's a process. So
Yeah.
you can't say I've arrived. I know it all. We don't know
No.
it all. We keep learning. And that's why I advocate that people learn to read. If there are seminars you can attend, don't feel that you know everything.
Yep.
Sometimes you may have to pay for seminars for you to
Exactly.
get a good home and raise your children properly.
Hmm.
Is an investment that is worth it. I believe it's an investment that is worth it.
Oh
Just that
yes.
most times we think it's priority. What's our priority that matters? But we need to keep improving and learning on a daily basis. Very important. Now, Pastor Lisa, what do you think about when it comes to teamwork in family, teamwork
Hmm.
among between the couple? How important is teamwork? Let me streamline it to disciplining children. Most times, sometimes a parent may like, okay, let me give an example. A child wants to use phone, is addicted to the screen and loves
Hmm.
using the parent's phone. And they
Hmm.
decide like, okay, we're not going to give you the phone. And all of a sudden, the child takes the phone, and one of the parents decides to take the phone and maybe discipline the child and say, "Go to your room. You're grounded." And the other parents come like, "What? Come outside, the child. Give the child the phone. There's already conflicts.
Yep.
Now, why
Yeah.
does it come? What's the importance of teamwork when it comes to disciplining children? What's
Oh,
the
wow.
importance?
That's why I say parenting is difficult because one person should not be allowed to do it alone. And both parents need to provide a united front. Can two work together unless they be in agreement? I told you, I said these kids are smart. When they sense that, I can whine my mother like this, or I can whine my father like this to get away with things, they will go in towards that direction to whine whoever they want to whine to get whatever they need to get. So both parents must portray a united front. Okay, let me give an instance of something that happened. My daughter, she loves to go on a tab, go to where she has a Snapchat on a tab, just play with her friends, they communicate and things like that. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't be having that. You're still too young. You were like that, I'm just playing, I'm deciding things. I'm like, no, you're too young. My wife, I've been finding a way to tell her that, you should get out of Snapchat, get out of all these social media, so get out of that one. So I was like, I've given you enough time. I've explained to you, giving you so many reasons why you should get out of this thing. And you have been explaining a lot and giving me reasons why she wants to be on it, right? So this day I came back and like, you know what? This is it. Let me have your tab. You go to school, let me have your tab. Before she came back, I deleted everything. My wife was like, good, good, good. So she came, she met my wife, like, see what daddy did to me. My wife was a calm woman and not telling her, sorry about that, but this is why daddy did this. She didn't go and push me under the bus and like, daddy did
Yes.
that to you and things like that. She she was a softer one. So my wife had to explain to her, narrate everything. Daddy loves you. That's why I did that. That's why, and things like that. So we came as a united front and it was wonderful. And everything was well explained to the child. And she understands, so she doesn't make a fuss about that. If you want to do your this, you can go and do it on mommy's phone. If you are designing whatever, go and do it on mommy's phone so that there's control. You understand? So it's very important that parents come out as a united front before the kids. We should not allow these kids to wind us up and teeting towards one direction and things like that. Most times the mother will just allow, okay, don't worry, do it, do it, do it. They feel that the mother is the weaker side. You understand? Although some home, the mother is the tougher one, though. So they should come united front. That's the key word. They should portray a united front in front of the kids.
Very key, very key, very key. We're gradually winding up to a close. Yes.
Oh, what a close! I never want this to close.
I learned something from one of my coaches on parenting, and she said something. We're talking about parenting vision. I know I've talked about family vision, but it's very important, I think, that parents have like parenting vision, the end points in your parenting journey. What kind of children do you want to have? And I think she taught us something about having like a family constitution where you have like the family values, you have things that your family runs with and consequences. So when it comes to screen time, this is what our family stands for, screen time. And if this is what happens, if the rule is broken, so everybody is aware of the laws, or I don't use the laws or the family constitution. So it's easier. So when you break it somewhere, you know what's to follow. So there's no too many talk and the rest.
Yeah.
But I believe in parenting, parents really need to sit down and draft out some things that helps to run their home. So it's not today we now decide that, okay, this is what we apply today, this is what we apply tomorrow. So there's like some standards in the home, the standard values, the values that the home runs on. They're like maybe routines, there are consequences of actions, and the children are aware. So they know that this is what's expected of me, and this is what may happen if I break this or do this wrongly. So I think it can help both ways to foster like maybe everybody running together as a team in the family. Like you said, it's very, most times I think some parents do some things because, and I wonder why. Parenting between when couples parent is not about competition. No parent is in competition with the other parent. So my child needs to love me more than he loves the father, or he needs to love the mother, father more than he loves the mother. No, they should love both of you. So it's not a competition. Because most times now like the child is tilting towards the one that always allows him or her to do what they want. In the long run, we're destroying that child. And that is why standing on a united front, like you said, is key.
Yep.
Let it look like in the eyes of the child, both parents are bad parents. In the long run, the long run, they will be good parents. Like
Yeah,
now, looks like you have a child. There's one good parent and there's one bad parent. And
yeah,
most of the
yeah,
times, we tend to want to do that because when you want to like, okay, let him be now. So now look like, oh, this is the parent that loves me the most. Let's
yeah,
come
yeah,
together and parent as a team. It's very
yeah,
important. It's very
yeah.
important. Pastor Wisdom.
Yep.
We've learned a lot from you today. Yes, I've enjoyed my time. I've laughed.
Same
And
here.
I believe a lot of people have enjoyed them. They've been dropping a lot of comments. It's just that you can't see the comments. People are
Okay.
really learning from what you have been
Oh,
saying.
I'm glad
Yes, a
to
lot
know
of
that.
comments on what
Yeah.
they are emphasizing what you're saying. So people are really learning a lot. So
Mm,
before we sign up, we started very late, and
I
so
know.
we need to really keep to time and
Yeah.
stop on time. So, what words or what general advice do you have for parents out there when it comes to working together?
Okay, on a final note, first and foremost, you must know that parenting is a huge responsibility and you must give yourself some grace. It's not easy.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
give yourself some grace. Do your best and rest. And like I tell my wife, we take turns. Take turns. There are times that this party is, more agile and more active and more energized. Let that one go while the other one is resting. Mostly when you come abroad, that you do everything yourself. You are in the Western world, you do everything yourself. It's not easy. You have to drive to take the kids to their various activities. You have to assist them or join them or check their homework and things like that. So it's a lot of work. Even back in Nigeria, it's a lot of responsibility. So for both mothers and fathers, give yourself some pats at the back. You have tried. Take some time to rest because there is no it's not of any use to these kids if you are totally exhausted, if you are worn out and there's nothing for you to do.
very true.
So you must take out time to rest. Where you have made mistake, forgive yourself. It's an ongoing learning process. Even we talking, it doesn't mean that we have everything
I've
perfect. There are
arrived.
times, exactly. It's a continuous journey. And the third thing I would say is that be patient with these kids. Try and think back
Yes,
when you were
yes.
young. There are many things we did stupidly. We did not always do the right
Very
thing.
true.
We did not always make the right choice. So be patient with them. Extend a lot of patience. You will be telling them this thing is wrong, this thing is wrong, and sometimes they will still do it. No problem. You don't have to flog or whatever. Still be patient with the child. Still love the child. Patience is key when it comes to children. I thought I had patience before, but raising my kids, I now know that,
Well,
so my patience is still growing. I'll tell my wife sometimes, I say, baby, I feel, this is what I feel like. She said, don't worry, calm down, calm down. No worry, calm down, calm down. So I'm learning patience. So the child is learning, the parents are also learning in the process. You
yes,
understand? So we are
yes.
both learning. So because it's when you had child that you became a parent, right? So it's
Yes.
not like I had that 100 abilities before. No, but I had to grow myself, and I'm still learning. Even in this show, I'm learning. So we're all learning every now and then. So that's what I would say on the final note.
Thank you so much, Pastor Wisdom. We have learned a lot. I've learned a lot too. And I mean,
Oh, so
everybody,
nice.
there are a lot of thank you, sir. Great section. Awesome time learning. Thank you
Oh,
so much. Awesome. I've learned a lot. Comments flying everywhere.
yes, fair
Yes.
to
Thank you
know.
so much, Pastor Wisdom. I've learned so much today. And hopefully, we have you back on this conversation.
Thank you very much, Pastor Kitty. I would love to be back.
Thank you
I
so
just hope all
much.
my schedule align well. Yeah, I would love to be back. Yep.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Regards to your wife and your beautiful children. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much,
Have a
Dewey.
beautiful night and a beautiful week. Bye, sir.
Bye bye. My regards to your family
Bye.
too. Bye bye.
Yes, bye. So I've learned everything today, and I'm so thrilled that we have learned a lot from today's section. Thank you everybody for joining us, and sincere apologies for coming up late today. We had serious network issues. Now, I'd like to inform us about SOP School of Parenting Workshop that'll be coming up May 20th. It's actually happening in Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. But the good thing is that it's going to be a physical workshop and also a virtual workshop. So if you're not within the country or the location, you can also be a part of this workshop. I'm going to drop the link for registration on the comments right now. So you can do well and register. The publicity is going to be on full force from tomorrow. So you can go on Seller, the link, I've dropped the link. You can go there and register for the workshop. If you're in town, if you're in the city, fine, you can attend. If you're not, once you register, you will have access virtually to be part of the workshop. We're going to be having seasoned facilitators. We're going to be having Miss Anderson, she's a psychotherapist. We're going to be having a reading interventionist and an educational psychologist. We're going to be having a stress management consultant. We're going to be having a teenager consultant into family life consultation. So it's going to be packed filled, a lot of information, a lot of learning, and it's going to be happening live May 20th. So do well. You can register using the link I've just dropped on the chat box. So we would like to have you join us for this parenting workshop. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for this online conversation today. Thank you. I can see everybody. Thank you. I can't mention everybody's name, but thank you, everyone, for joining. And thank you for you have learned something. Thank you for waiting on us to start the conversation. I'm going to end with this quote, and it says, at the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is the positive involvement of the parents. And that was said by Jane D. Hall. The most important thing is the positive involvement of the parents in a child's life. Please work together as a team with your spouse. It's very key. It contributes a lot to the overall development of your child. Yes. So if we need to reconcile our differences with our spouse, do so. If you need to forgive, if you need to tolerate more, do what is needed. Your child is priority. Your child is priority. You want to raise wholesome children that we can be proud of. And parenting is not forever. Your children may not be with you more than 18 years. So take advantage of these years they are with you. Do the needful. Work as a team, have a parenting vision, have maybe a family constitution, set down rules, let every family member know their expectations, have a united front, leverage on your strengths. And I believe that we're going to parent well. I remember parenting is a journey. And like I always say, it is hard work, but we have the ability that's been given to us by God to parent well. I'm going to raise godly seeds indeed by the grace of God. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Do well to follow us on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. Is School of Parenting 1. That's number 1. Follow us. You can get informed on our programs. Like I said, May 20th, we're going to be having a wonderful workshop. So please be part of the workshop, either physically or virtually. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And our School of Parenting affirmation cards are still available. Do have a beautiful night. I know school is resuming right now in Nigeria. So I pray for grace for every parent, because there's going to be a lot of work in the coming months, but grace is sufficient for every one of us. God bless you all. So I'm going to see you next month for our School of Parenting online conversation. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful night rest. See you next month. Bye.